And before we go pointing out everybody else's flaws and mistakes, I'll tell you what we really need to do, all of us, is take a good, long look. I'm trying not to break this. In the mirror. Can everybody see that? Now you can see the speck in your own eye, Stefan. No. I thought you were yelling at Stefan, but you were yelling at the mirror. Does it make it more interesting if it breaks? But then that's 7 years bad luck, right? So what do we need to do? We need, before pointing at everybody else, is to take a good long look in the mirror. Like this. Okay. Dan! I'm going to preach to myself this morning, okay? Which I do every Sunday too. But Dan! This is what we need to do. We need to ask ourselves, how am I treating other people? Okay? Am I honoring God in my relationships? Am I doing good to others? Am I succeeding in my responsibilities? Am I breaking my vows? Am I breaking my promises? Okay? Am I protecting and providing for the people that God has placed me in charge of? This week, how could I better love and serve and give to those around me? Right? How could I better treat people as made in God's image instead of just objects? Right? I don't have a boss, I guess. God's my boss. But maybe the elders, for all of us, right? We could say, how could I be better for my boss? How could I be better for my family? How could I be better for my kids? This week, will I do what it takes to grow and learn and develop myself to be the person that God has made me to be? Before I point out a bunch of flaws in everybody else's life, will you and I take the time to look at ourselves in the mirror and say, okay, I got sin. I got issues. I got problems. We all need Jesus. And instead of, I'll put this down here so I don't break anything. We could think about that this morning. Instead of looking at everybody else and their problems, see, you know what? Sometimes it takes our focus off of ourselves, doesn't it? When we point out everybody else's problems. When we gossip and complain about everybody else and grumble and say, I can't believe they're doing this and that and they're with this person and they shouldn't be. Then we don't have to think about ourselves. It gets the focus off. And it feels good to not think about how I need to grow and how I need to change and how I have sin in my life because I'm focusing on other people. But what we need to do is get that plank, the log, out of our eye before we go looking for the speck in everybody. Hi, Elaine. And everybody else. You got a little something? No, just kidding. Before we go, just teasing. Before we go looking for the specks in everybody else's eye. You get where I'm going. You've heard Jesus say that before. But we've got to ask ourselves these hard questions and not focus on judging everybody else. Like we are the arbitrators. We are the judge, jury, and executioner for the president, for the governor, for Ted Cruz or Andrew Cuomo. And we think we know about our boss and our neighbors, and we are not their judge. Now, Jesus says judge rightly. Okay, if we should judge rightly other Christians and encourage them in accountability to help follow Jesus together. But a lot of the times, you're not in that relationship with that person. And frankly, it's none of our business. A lot of these people that we're judging, they're not even Christians. And they don't live by Christian standards. You can't judge somebody by Jesus' standards when they don't follow Jesus.